Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about the COMA Bible study method. I hope I'm far enough back where I'm in the picture and it's clear. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm sorry. I know it's been like 6 months since I uploaded something on the channel. But I'm excited because today I'm going to be talking about COMA Bible study. And I feel like I already said that, but you know what? It's just one of those days, so we're just going to keep rolling. So, I'm just gonna go through it letter by letter. I know it sounds crazy, but it really just helps you understand the Bible passage that you're looking at and just helps you understand the context, and that way it's not as easy for you to get things out of line. So, context. What's the historical context of this passage? When, why, to who, and to who it was written. So like in 2 Corinthians, Paul to the church at Corinth, so on, so on. The next one would be what's the literary context. That would include stuff like, is it part of the law? Is it a story? Is it a poem? Is it a speech or a sermon type letter? Whether it's a letter or a book, so forth. And then what comes before and after this passage? What does this passage say about the author or audience's circumstance, or circumstances? The next one would be, what was the passage just before this one talking about? What was the main point? What was the logical connection, or like what's the theme? So that's how you figure out your context. So that's the C in COMA, and then we're going to move on to the O, which is observation. A couple questions that I wrote down for that was, and this is not my original idea, forgot to say that in the beginning, I know we're kind of jumping around, but I just found this Bible study method and just wanted to share it with you guys because I think it really helped me understand how to interpret scripture on my own a whole lot more accurately. And yeah. So a couple questions for that. What jumps out to you in this passage? What's interesting? Is something repeated? It's repeated. It's something that like the Lord is wanting to show us, and He's wanting to bring that to our attention. Is there a list of things? And if so, what's the connection or order? What key details do you observe? Is there are there connecting words or ideas like therefore, for, but, because, and stuff like that? Are there any major subsections or breaks in the text? What is the main point or points in this passage? What supporting points about the author, or about the author, or like does the author make? What surprise is there in the flow of the argument? And then that's all that's written down, but I'm sure you could come up with like plenty of other questions for observation on your own. For deeper Bible study, you may have more questions than this that you come up with, but those are just a couple ideas. So now we're moving on to the M, which is meaning, and that says, how does this text relate to other parts of the book? How does this passage relate to Jesus? How or what does this teach you about God? How could you sum up the meaning of this passage in your own words? Sometimes I like to take a notebook and just go back and first write out scripture, and then I like to kind of put it into my own words of the main things that stuck out to me, what I learned. And what's the author's main point or big idea in writing this passage? I mean, because you don't want to miss the main point. And so a lot of times they'll give you repetition or context clues of like what the main point is. And then application. So that's the A in COMA. And so application, how does this passage challenge you on your understanding, or how does it confirm your understanding biblically? And is there something in your attitude or some type of attitude that you need to change? I know that I can tend to, when I'm interpreting scripture, I can sometimes, when I come to the application, I can typically throw the application on someone else. But, so a lot of times I've got to do heart checks, and I've got to make sure that I'm applying it to myself and not trying to be like, oh, well that girl needs to work on not gossiping, when I should be looking at my life and going, whoa, hold up, take a minute. I just realized that I just gossip really subtly, usually, is how it gets me. But I know that all kinds of things can leak into our lives. And so anyway, checking your attitude about things. Another thing, that's my brother. Another thing is, how does this passage call on you to change the way you live? So in application, we want to think about how, one more thing of all of this is you want to be looking for the gospel in the scripture, because the gospel is all throughout scripture. It's the main point of all of scripture, and all of scripture points to the gospel. So, all that to say, you want to see how the gospel changes your everyday life and how this passage changes your everyday life. So I hope that wasn't too much information. I can have the link below to where I found this originally. It was from the Gospel Coalition. Amazing resource if you ever get the chance to check it out. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you come back. I would love to have you. We're going to be doing a study series on 2 Corinthians this quarter. And I can't wait to see you again soon. I love y'all so much. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, day, evening, night, actually, whenever you're watching this. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye!
I can't begin to comprehend what you've been through. I wish it was all pretend, just an awful dream. But please don't let your heart grow dead, for God restores and brings hope and grace and truth and